Hello everybody and welcome back. Dire news indeed. GHORROS Warhoof is not dead. He is very much not dead. He is back with a vengeance, and he is up here reading Vol's Anvil. So now we have to delay our attack on Morathi and the Cult of Pleasure. And we're going to have to go north and deal with him.
Hurry it up!
Which we can hopefully do very rapidly. We have another skill point that we can do with her. I don't know what we will do though. Life of Isha. Extra casualty replenishment rate. That's kind of cool. That's going to lower the cost of our transformation of Ganon, which honestly we've used that so heavily in all of our battles that I don't think we can afford to delay taking that any longer.
I am bored.
What else are we missing here? Correct. Kadrin and Oslin are now buddies. Yeah, he just popped up out of nowhere. Oh, he's got a scary army too, like Minotaurs. Like, that's going to be way harder to fight than our last game. That being said, our army is doing better. We've got Transformation of Kadon, and we can, like, tie down the Minotaurs and hopefully shoot them to death relatively simply. I think we also have room for some regiments of renown. Ooh, yeah, they're really, really, really good. But that will basically crush our income. So I think for now, we might just have to sit on what we got here. And use our eagles and all that kind of stuff.
Awaiting bloodshed.
Yeah. Alright, well. Make doubly sure that nothing bad is happening down here with the Yoke of Ages, because I'm paranoid. I was playing a game in my free time, and my Argolon campaign got blown up out of nowhere by Kazrak One-Eye just appearing out of the shadows and blowing up the Yoke of Ages, so that was terrible. And hopefully we don't have a repeat of that, but let's go ahead and pass this turn. I wonder what GHORROS Warhoof is going to do. Because we need to be able to, like... Oh, hello. They just, like, gave me a Waystalker? Oh, that's super nice of them. Except it's so expensive that it's killing me. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Can I afford to drop a Glade Guard? Because that would get us back where we need to be. You know, I don't think I can. And I've already come all this way. And we're about halfway. We've got Nagarath down there. What about a non-aggression pact? What if you just give me the basics? Work with me here, Dylan Sprouse. I need it. I will literally give you 800 gold right this second if you just give me a non-aggression pact and don't attack me. Alright. Well, I'm going to take a calculated risk here. Weakhold Fortress, that's ours. It's not in danger of rebelling anytime soon. So what I think we're going to do is go and take the Venom Glade and Clark Harond while we still can, get a little bit of extra income, and then we can launch our attack on Morathi, because I think that's kind of what we need to do.
Battle. Enjoy the respite, Arahan.
What's happening? What are you up to, man? Defensive alliance, you don't want none of that.
I need lore.
Nothing we can really do with him for right now.
I'm bored, sister.
Cease your
Alright.
battle.
Well, we have enough finances, and the deficit isn't so bad that we're going to run out anytime soon. But war is needed, and the Venom Glade, I think, are an easy target. And Clark Harond just went down, so we should be able to grab Venom Glade in the next turn.
Guardian of the Deep Wood.
the deepwood stirs.
Let's...
With grace.
I think sneak attacks
Your flesh will
have
roast
a,
if I'm not satisfied.
have an effect on our reliability, so we're just gonna declare war.
Waiting. They will fade.
That's an easy one, so I think that we could
Harmony
just
shall reign.
auto-resolve that with minimal losses. And then move on.
They must
take
know
that.
disorder.
Give us some extra money. And now we're back in the green.
Protector
Perfection.
of the forest. They will be stopped.
Itching for
We
fresh
will do
battle.
that. Ooh. That's also really nice. And this, I think, needs a guard post of some kind. Garrison, Treekin. Currently it's got nothing. This will give it... I'll give them Eternal Guard and Glade Guard, which isn't amazing as a garrison. I'll give us Treekin. I'll give us Great Forest Eagles and a Waystalker. You can work with that a little bit, but our garrisons are never going to be all that great, I suppose. So maybe we should just... a forward weapons cache? Maybe. Maybe. There's like a few... I think there's some like Skaven and stuff. I think we could occupy ourselves up here for a few turns. So let us do that.
When do we fight? Only when necessary.
And now we can have Lightning Strike. What does Swift Fingers do? Okay. Casualty replenishment rate. Quartermaster is super nice. But Lightning Strike is our big goal for now. So let's go ahead and pass that turn. I want to say that things are going well, but I feel like that's just like tempting the universe to throw another Beastman invasion at me. Like GHORROS to suddenly attack. Oh, they took Clark-Huron. See? See, I shouldn't have even thrown that out in the universe, because now we just lost an easy win at Clark-Huron. Barrow Legion. That, I think, is... I don't remember which legendary lore that is for the vampire counts, but... Paravon. That'll give us a lot of treasury. Minus 20 diplomatic relations with Paravon. I don't care. I kind of need the money for right now. Bet Spellsinger. Quest successful. Okay, we just got a whole bunch of money, which is great. Any following character.
Defender of Athel.
Hold on. The Citrus understand that forest dragons do not exclusively live at high altitudes, as one would expect. In the wild, they lurk in caves and crevices of the sheerest rock faces. Blah de blah de blah. That'll give us some money. Okay, we're literally there right now.
The Sisters of Twilight.
They will not succeed.
We need to
Together
get that on
as
our way
one.
back through. Clark-Huron. Oh, no! That'll give us glittering scales. Oh, minus 5 minutes. That's so nice, too! Perfected to Twilight Horn. Unique. I like it. Affects allies within range. Oh, that's an area one now. Very nice. I don't understand why we'd ever do this. Like, why would we ever go for this? Public order minus 50. Okay, that's pretty crazy. But this is like a nice thing to have forever. So, like,
Crafts like no
unless like
other.
very, very situational.
What
Yeah,
about
we go
me?
with that.
Pray.
Let's go to Hotek's column.
Moving with
I bet you there's some
grace.
Skaven here, probably. Do we want to kill some Skaven? Okay, we'll take it. Tretch Craventail? Yeah, he doesn't scare me all that much. And he's probably located mostly up here. This could,
They
for all we
are
know, this could be their only settlement.
They will know order. Attack? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, that's super easy. That's not even worth fighting.
Choosing safety. It will be a glorious
We'll take that on the next turn.
battle.
And then we'll continue to hunt down GHORROS Warhoof. Yeah, he's got an okay stack. It's not as fearsome as I thought it was. Only a couple of Minotaurs and probably some Centaurs over here. Maybe he's got some Sons of GHORROS, but like Ungor Spearmen and like the Raiders can be scary, but we can scatter them pretty easily. Let's look into ways to make the garrison here better, though. Okay. Let's go ahead and pass turn. War declared on the exiles of Nehek, Karan Kar, and the Ripperhorn tribe. So someone might solve that problem for us. And then we can gobble this settlement up, and then we can move on to, what's this? Arahan lies under the eternal summer sun, scarcely knowing night. The guests to this mystical and radiant part of the forest have been feasting endlessly, fattening themselves for the coming sacrifice. Many whisper that the time is now, yet the guests could continue to feast themselves into a greater state of readiness. Ooh, income from all buildings, 10, our income is very bad right now, but we'll sacrifice them. And then we can upgrade the Enedria Eternus right away. And I don't have to be afraid for it anymore. There we go, 10 turns. Takes a long ass time. Oof.
Open them up.
Let's see here. Melee defense. Oh, we can get her melee defense pretty damn high, surprisingly. Let's see here. And this is all about manipulating winds of magic, cooldown on spells. We get another 10% on the cooldown of spells. That's really good. Shift the roots. Increase our research rate. Life of Isha. Oh man, there's some really nice stuff in here. Let's go with Power Sap for now, and we can focus more on her spellcasting and like some global buffs.
Their disharmony ends. We fight for the forest.
Will Lightning Strike actually make a difference here? No, it won't.
It
Okay.
will be a glorious
We'll just take it,
battle.
because that's like way too easy.
Make these fools cower.
Do I really want to worry about...
No steal! No,
They
no!
cannot
Yeah, we'll
remain
occupy
a
it.
threat.
So it's a constant source of income. Potion of Foolhardiness. That's really cool. Loex Tricksters. Well, we can't really do much with that. Okay, so we did just destroy Clan Rictus there. So that was a calculated risk, but it actually paid off for us.
Tempestuous Arahan.
Let's see here. We can keep him in the back, and we can give that to other people. Arrow of Kurnus is kind of a baseline thing that we definitely want. Especially for dealing with like large single entities. Okay, so she's got all of that. We could go Quartermaster. It's not the worst idea. Plus 8 armor for lords and embedded heroes. That's not that big a deal. It's nice for the rest of the army, but we have been having troubles with our finances lately. So I'm thinking one of these two would be better. Let's go with upkeep for now. It actually does make a big difference.
Twin defenders of the glades.
And we'll repair you. What does that give us left here? Sisters of the Thorn and Dryads. Plus some more Dryads. It's a decent garrison. And there's the monoliths and stuff like that over here. So we should go and take Circle of Destruction ASAP. We'll do that on the next turn.
Awaiting duty.
New research. Nice, we got that. This is really cool. But I said we'd do this, and this will help with our finances a little bit more. So let's do that. Pass turn. And then I think we should do a little bit of diplomacy. over the next turn. We might be able to confederate Daith in the next little while, and that'll give us a solid foothold in the southeast. And we can defend... Ooh, I love new powerful weapons. Enchanted item. We need a new weapon, I think, because we have a new hero. Weapon strength, missile... Oh, that's super nice. Super nice! Okay, opportunity here to destroy GHORROS.
Battle.
And he doesn't have much, so I think we should do that.
Adventure.
But first, I'll give you a weapon. Twilight Spear. Yes. Anything we can give you? Potion of Foolhardiness, for sure. That's pretty nice. All of that will take a turn to do. Oh, I should see some of his traits too. That's really nice. But it's not like they... Minus... Oh, plus 10 melee attack. Oh, he could hit real hard. He's got good weapon strength too. Like, they're a nice hybrid. And these will be important for dealing with GHORROS, I think. Yeah, if we train both the Waystalker and Naestra and Arahan onto GHORROS, then it should be pretty easy to deal with him. So let's...
End their threat.
We're gonna declare war on him. Our old enemy.
Finally a fight.
He'll probably try to run. I mean, we could auto-resolve that, but I think we want the satisfaction of beating GHORROS on the battle map. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Now, this was actually a crazy fun game on like a map that I've never really seen before. So we're gonna start out with like a nice little like hill advantage here, and we're gonna quickly move Eternal Guard and Glade Guards into a more or less decent position, but I didn't actually see this because I play really zoomed out, so I didn't realize that they were right behind a hill. And that's not a super great place for them to be, but Arcing Shot seems to work really well in Warhammer, much better than it does in Medieval 2. So there's some Arrows of Kurnus there. I think we're trying to get a hold of some of the Minotaurs and things like that and just deal some damage to them. Actually, I think that Arrow of Kurnus was destined for GHORROS, in fact. But he's kind of get lost in the mess, and we're not really going to be able to deal with him effectively until later. Brutal volley there into the Ungor Raiders. We're just trying to soften him up and just like let ourselves get into a good position and yeah, just basically do our thing. It's the same strategy that we always use. I've also deployed some Glade Guard over here because I thought maybe they'd like sit back and I could very easily just shoot them with these three, but they're just not really doing anything. So we're going to move forward with our Glade Guard on the other wing as well. Basically just try and set up a firing line and shred as many of them as we possibly can. So the Waystalker was out here. He's going to pop off a few shots into them, into the Ungors as they advance. Great Eagles being summoned with Transformation of Kadon. Our Lord is basically out in front and kind of in the middle of a bit of a firestorm. And she's actually using the wrong shot type right now. This was a pretty intense game to micro because the Beastmen are so fast and there's just so many of them. So GHORROS is here and more of them are starting to appear. And that indirect fire actually is working out really, really nicely. It does like decrease the amount of time, or increase rather the amount of time that it takes for those shots to land, but it's really not much. So Great Eagles moving in, trying to goon out GHORROS and his Minotaur buddies. I probably shouldn't be firing indiscriminately to my own Eternal Guard, so hopefully I'll fix that in a few minutes. But we're going to move forward here. Brought forward my Great Stag Knights, and they're just really mixing it up. There's like Minotaurs and stuff in there, and some other nasty stuff. A little bit of friendly fire, but you know, that's okay. Ungor Spearmen, probably don't want to let them near to my Great Stag Knights, but they're doing a good job of routing up the Minotaur, so I figured I'd leave them in there for now. Eternal Guard moving forward, and it's just like, it's a total slaughterhouse. So we brought forward a line of Glade Guard, like 4 or 5 units of Glade Guard, and they're just shredding the Ungors, like it's barely even fair. In the back, you can see some of the Ungor Raiders being harassed. I actually lost micro on my Hawk Riders here for a minute, and they're going to take an unfortunate amount of damage in this. And there's also some Great Forest Eagles in there as well. I think that's our Transformation of one unit. I could be wrong. No, actually, I think that they're up here routing off some of these Ungors. Now, we've actually pushed them off the hill, and the Eternal Guard have begun to chase them forward. So I'm just going to let everyone basically move forward at this point. We have a lot of momentum to go down that hill. Nice little volley of Kurnus there into those Ungors as they try to retreat under very heavy fire. But yeah, basically everything starts moving down the hill at this point. You see some more Eternal Guard there, Eagles. My Cav are just going to charge right down into the middle of these Ungors. I'm just trying to keep them off balance and basically just mass route them, because we're getting to that critical point of the balance of power where army loss is going to start to kick in. So I thought, you know, if we could just keep the fire on, keep the pressure, and then also push with melee units up the center, then we'd be able to just like cause a mass rout. So the Sisters of Twilight have also joined the fray there, and it's a slaughterhouse. It's a bad time to be an Ungor. Hawk Riders in the back doing their thing. There are some Ungors. They are making stands, but a lot of these units are going to start to shatter here. Hawk Riders are going to see them. They're going to charge in, and they're also going to shatter that unit of Ungors, and it's basically over, with the exception of GHORROS, who was just hanging around up here. He ended up wandering into a unit of Eternal Guard. I buffed him up with my Spellslinger, or Spellweaver, whatever the hell she is. And they took some damage, but like they did okay. But they will be a little bit short-handed moving into some other games, which, you know, it's significant. Transformation of Kadon Eagle is basically crumpling out. Doesn't matter. Everything is dead, and we're just running down survivors at this point. So I'm going to go and see you guys back on the campaign map in just a few moments. So that was pretty easy. And it was a cool map, too. It's nice to see a little bit of variety for once.
Harmony must be imposed.
Need to replenish. No, I don't really want to crank up my upkeep. We didn't really lose much. The only thing that took some damage out of the Glade Guard.
Make it quick.
But I'm sure that they'll be back up and running soon enough. We could... No, we need GHORROS to die. We need that war herd to basically disappear.
When do we fight? Only when necessary. There will be blood. Harmony shall reign.
Easy enough.
Forgive us. There is no other way.
I don't think any of them can actually survive, so we'd be getting money for basically
Sent by the Mage Queen.
Yeah, so just drive them kind of into the sea. Faction destroyed. Hooray, hooray.
Twin defenders of the glades.
And let's see. You've got 4 skill points. Obviously that. This is really nice. Makes him into like a solid hybrid. Not a lot of survivability, but that's okay. How's his speed? Missile strength. Let's do that. And Foe Seeker will be quite a nice thing for him to have. Gets him back a little bit of vigor as well. I'll give him some extra HP, however. 10% reload time. That's a big bonus to his damage, though. Let's see. She's getting pretty beefy. Like, as a spellcaster, she's really strong. Let's see here. Curse of Anra here. Slow people down by a significant amount. Arcade Conduit. That's really nice. Let's do that. And then weapon strength. Everybody gets 1%. It's not much, but it's something. That would probably be better, though. Focus more on her spell casting. And now let's see here. Quartermaster also really good. That's really nice with ambushing as well. It's probably something we'll want to experiment with a little bit more. But why don't we finish this off? Yeah, turn that gun line into something that's really is truly to be feared. We'll go over this way. This will put us back in our own territory and should help that Glade Guard unit. No, not as much as I thought it would, but that's okay. I need to be quick here, because they might revolt. Public order down here is good. Not so much here, though. They want to give us something else? Perfected Dragon Pendant. I love it. Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect. Daith wastes his
We're really spoiling Naestra. Sorry, Arahan,
but
give us better options, I guess. Okay. Let's see if we can confederate Daith.
Glade Lord, at your service.
Forced encounter. Okay, we don't really have
We will see
anything
our
in
homeland
area.
persist through all the coming
He
ages
won't
of the
confederate
world.
with us, not now anyway.
I welcome you to the King's Glade.
Defensive alliance, maybe?
That is impossible.
Damn it, Mel Gibson, work with me here.
You inconstant worm.
They
You
won't give us
shall.
that.
Ridiculous.
Oh, thanks for your help, guys. Next, I think once we secure this area, we should go do that forest encounter over by the Inandria Turnus. But in order to make sure that this
The
is like a
Shadow
strong
Crown weighs
possibility-
heavily
Why is it
on my
going down?
head. Do not increase its
Wait, do we
burden.
have some sort of aversion or no? Non-aggression?
The time is not right.
Ugh, okay. How about I just offer you a nice little present? I've got a decent amount of money. I can offer him some of that.
Yes.
Can we be friends now? Hey, how beautiful.
I kneel before Eothalia's
I'll offer
tomb.
him one more.
Will
like
you
a
bow
small
beside
one.
me? This serves Nagaryth.
That'll greatly improve our relations with him, and that'll hopefully help us get some treaties to keep them high.
Ariel's will.
What we got here? Dark Elf Rebels at the Twisted Glade. I doubt that they'll be going anywhere soon. So let's pass that turn. And hopefully they don't have too much hanging out there at the Circlet of Destruction. Peace negotiated. None of that affects us.
Stronger together.
Okay. Where was that constructed? Hopefully down here. So that's slowed their willingness to revolt.
I'm bored, sister.
But it hasn't
Cease
stopped
your
it
prattle.
entirely. So let's take these guys on.
The forest's vengeance.
And we can't really lightning strike that. That'll be an interesting challenge. No equipment or vehicle. It's not even a walled settlement. Okay, well, let's try it. Let's try that out. See if we don't get like rushed down by these dark elves. And I'll see you guys on Battlefield in just a moment. So this one opens up pretty fast and furious as well. You can see some arrows of Kurnus being fired from downtown. We're going to be doing the same with our Hawk Riders right here. There's a nice position up here, so I decided to take my Great Stags because there's nowhere really where they would be good to be hidden. And I'm going to send them up here to defend the Glade Guard, and we're going to try and goon out these Dark Riders because we want to sweep their mobility from the field, and then once those are gone, we can start to focus on the Dark Shards and things like that. So a nice shot here on some blob up units. Doesn't really hit much from the Bleak Swordsman behind them. Does a little bit of damage, but it does hurt the Dark Shards quite significantly. Probably about a quarter or so of their health there in one shot, which is nice. Twilight Sisters out front, bombing from downtown with that anti-infantry shot. Trying to rip through their lines. Ooh, it's just so beautiful. What a sight. And they end up getting a little bit too close, and some of my Glade Guard will be able to open up. Starfire Shafts coming in, and going to the front of some shielded infantry, so that's not a good idea. I should be picking my targets a little bit better, although mercifully we do target our Starfire Shafts at some of the Black Ark Corsairs, which is a much better target for them. Up here, just finished off the Dark Riders, and they are shattered, so they are basically gone here. And so we're going to charge downhill with the Great Stags. We're going to hit these guys hard, so we're going to have to redirect some of our fire here quickly, and make sure that some of these other Bleak Sword and Dread... Or I think there's some Dread Spears in here. No, there isn't actually. So this is actually a really good place for these Great Stags to be, although unfortunately there's a little bit more friendly fire than I think there needs to be. But that being said, units of Warhammer are pretty good at not hitting their own troops, and the Great Stags are fairly low models, so we hopefully won't hit too many of them. Some crossfire here into the Dark Shards, and we're just basically doing what we do best. So we've got some Eagles here. Probably the transformation of Gadon Eagles is hard to tell in a replay, and they're just creating a blob basically so that we can continue to exploit that while the Glade Guard just continuously fire in. Over here, Death Hag charging into our Eternal Guard. She's going to Blender Lord them, and to give them a little bit of extra oomph and like ability to stand up to her, I'm going to have the caster Listen Wild form on them and I'll throw her in there as well. and the Waste Stalker is going to move in and try and support. Over here, those Great Eagles doing what they do best, making everyone blob up. The anti-infantry on the Black Ark Corsairs, basically useless against those units, so they're just so friggin' useful. Over here, Stitches of Twilight, picking a fight with some Dread Spears. Probably not the best thing for them to do. Glade Guard and everybody else just refocusing fire here onto this blob, trying to finish them off. Transformation of Kadon Eagles, I think they're going to charge into that blob as well and try and cause some like fear routing or like terror routing. I don't know if they have both. Over here, got some Eternal Guard. They've just been tanking Dark Shard, Ammo, and Black Ark Corsairs for a little while. And at various points along my line, Glade Guard are either targeting this blob over here, or they're targeting the mess of Dark Shards in the back line and just making sure that they're not going to be an issue. Over here, Great Stags have done a really good job at basically getting into 3 different units, tying them all down, routing off 2 of them, and now they're just finishing off those Bleak Swords. So again, performing really well. That's exactly what you'd expect from that kind of unit. Transformation of Kadon plus our regular Eagles have managed to cause a rout in the center, and the Dark Elves are not having fun. So the Dread Spear is just kind of hanging out here, just in behind the Death Hag, but she is being overwhelmed by a combination of both of our heroes. Their Lord, I think, is actually taking a decent amount of damage in here as well. She's actually going to be terrified by the horrifying Mask of E or whatever it is, so she's going to be sent running for a little while, and that will separate her probably just enough for maybe our Lord to come back, but you can see in the back lines here, it's just complete chaos. Our Cavalry running amok, Glade Guard moving forward in pursuit, and the Hawk Riders and stuff just laying down the pain as the Dark Elves try to retreat. Take my Dark Elves over here, try and deal with the rest of these Black Arcs, and they're going to be able to do that very handily. Down go the Bleak Swords as well in short order, and yeah, it's basically just cleanup at this point. The Dark Elves are very much on the back foot, using my transformation of Kadon Eagles in tandem with my Lord. Ooh, nice shot there. That's probably going to hit our own troops. Oops! A little bit of friendly fire there. And our Glade Guard with the Hagbane tips are actually going to move forward into this melee. But thankfully, the Hawk Riders came from behind and put an end to that. So the Glade Guard aren't really going to be tied down over here. More Glade Guard just moving forward, basically in pursuit, and a lot of shattering has happened here for the Dark Elves. So basically, this is GG. And we're only running down survivors at this point. So I'll see you guys back on the campaign map. So that was brutal. Super brutal. Damn, that transformation of Kadon is just so flippin' useful. What does the Eternal Flame do? Fire damage and 20% base damage. Wow. We should probably give that to one of our heroes, I would think. Although that could be really nice on the Hawk Riders. Yeah, big time. Especially if we come up against any Hydras and stuff like that, because I know that they have a weakness to fire, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I don't know if that adds fire damage to their
they must know
missile attacks, though. But if it does, then that's obviously super useful.
Make these fools cower.
I'm not sure what I want to do
remain
here.
A threat.
Because we need to be kind of moving around, and I don't think that's going to destroy their faction, unless it does.
You wouldn't dare.
Their disharmony ends. When do we
We'll do
fight?
that.
Only when necessary.
And then we will put a Waystone here.
Together
It's going to be
as
some
one.
more nice levels on our guys. Let's see here. What's most important? Probably Foe Seeker would be really nice to have. We'll bring piercing shots up again. That'll increase his weapon damage even more. And now for the ladies. Level 15 already. Arena Spines, 10% reload time reduction for everybody. Wow. That's super good. Straight up 10% speed boost, also good. And that's on top of this. We haven't really needed the speed too much just yet, but I think it will become important later. But for now, we're going to do Arena Spines. I think that's the way to go. And I think that's a pretty decent place to leave off the episode. I think we're on 4 now, which is super exciting. I hope you guys are enjoying it thus far. And if we keep this up, we might even have the opportunity to think about like a second army and things like that, which will be really nice for projecting some power down here and like kind of stomping on some of these forest encounters while they're still like easy. I wonder if we could even think about that now. That's really cool. Is that for the army or for her? Okay, it's not as good for her. Building cost plus 3% for Tomb Kings. That can't be, that's gotta be a bug. That can't be correct. What if we used a cheap one of these guys? Cannot move, that's really nice. Lamentation of Despair. Oh, that's very similar to what Durthu gets. I actually really like that. So what if we were to make an Ancient Treeman right now? Each lord gives plus 1% upkeep, 25 XP per turn, and recruitment cost plus 10. Is that the same for all lords? Talon of Kurnus. That's pretty nice. But I kind of want to get one of these. So this is one of the mods that I've included in the mod pack that I've actually linked in the description of this video. So if you guys are interested in running a campaign sort of parallel to this one, and like maybe you could run a Wood Elf campaign with the sisters and see if you can do this better than I can. You almost certainly can. Then that's something that's available to you, and this is one of them. So it's a little expensive. This is a constant plus 5% melee attack. What if we went a different way with him and we like did a bunch of like tree spirits and just kind of and like zotes and stuff and based it around like close combat? That might be a fun way to kind of mix it up a bit. So why don't we do that?
The malevolent nature of the tree
too,
spirits
so that won't
who lead
kill
your
our
forces is
money just yet.
accentuated by their accompanying spikes.
He's gonna get Awakening of the Wood. He's
These
like a nice like
mischievous
hybrid.
nature
I really
spirits
like this.
grant benefits and abilities to the ancient tree men, whose cracks and hollows they...
Blah blah blah. Awakening of the Wood will be nice. We'll give that to him. And then we'll also give Life Bloom to everybody, which is great. Flesh to Stone is a super strong ability. But we'll also give him... Ooh, we could give him Foe Seeker, we could give him Inspiring Presence. Or Flesh to Stone. Oh, that's a tough one. Earthblood, well, we kind of get a passive Earthblood every time he casts Awakening, but we want to like keep that up. So like maybe it synergizes better for us to go with Flesh to Stone for now. This is going to give 50% missile, 10% physical resist, and 50% base weapon damage. I actually really like that. So that'll give us the upgraded. Let's do that. And then we can just keep him casting, and that'll be fun. Cool, so I hope you guys have enjoyed episode 4. Episode 5 will follow this fairly shortly, and then we might take a little bit of a break, because 5 episodes in a very short period is, it's a lot. And you guys will probably want to see something else by that point, I'm sure. If not, you can always let me know in the comments of this video, and I can follow it up with episode 6. But yeah, I think we'll probably take a break after that one, maybe do some more Silmarillion, maybe some Rise of Mordor, something like that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far, and I hope you join me for the next episode. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye!